What's going on, everyone? It's Friday. I thought I'd kick off the weekend by getting a little video out, talk about something that doesn't have to do with gaming. I was thinking of a good subject to think that we could talk about, and I want to talk about sports. Just recently watched the All-Star game for baseball, and it got me thinking about something that, something we probably all have in common is our love for a certain sport. We have our certain teams and certain players, and I just wanted to get everybody's feedback and input on, what are some of your teams? What is your sport? Has it changed over time? For me personally, being in New York, it's a very sports-centric town. I mean, we've got like 85 teams within 10 miles of me, so it's like, there's anything in any team league that you want to watch, you can see. But for me personally, growing up, baseball, I'm going to go with the Yankees. And, not a front runner. I'm not somebody who fell in love with them, just because of Jeter and the dynasty. I was a fan and went to games during the 80s and early 90s when it wasn't so good here, being a Yankee fan, and that was about the time when it was a Mets town. So basketball, Boston Celtics. Being a young kid during that time, who could I look up to that was playing basketball? And as a white guy, it was Larry Bird. And so I stuck with the Celtics through thick and thin. Got to see them win a couple of rings, and that was pretty cool. Haven't made it up to Boston yet for a game, but I am planning a trip to go up there to see if I could see a Celtics game, and I think that would be really cool. Hockey, I'm going to go also in Boston. The Bruins, they're my team. Love them. I've been a fan since the Andy Moog, Vladimir Ruziska days, Craig Janney, just a long-time fan. Love hockey. Right now, I would say probably for the past 3 or 4 years, hockey's just been my number one sport. I love it. I love playoff hockey. There's nothing like it. And I finally got to see the Bruins, get the Stanley Cup. That completed my team championship, if you want to call it, Grand Slam, where I've seen the Yankees win, I've seen the Celtics win, I saw the Bruins win, and NFL, my team, Washington Redskins. Saw them win a couple. So, those are my teams. I stuck with them. Don't ask me why I'm a Celtics, Bruins, and Redskins fan. There is I'll tell you. Boston Bruins, I'm a fan with them because growing up, for whatever reason, my mom was a Bruins fan. I don't know if it was because back in the day they were the big bad Bruins and there were fights, but for whatever reason I gravitated to watching the black and gold just, because my mom was a fan. Celtics, I told you, Larry Bird, as a white kid growing up playing basketball, that's really your only role model. Baseball, the Yankees, my dad was a Yankee fan, all my friends were Yankee fans. He got me into baseball cards, and he had a Mickey Mantle card, and that was just how that flowed. The Redskins was kind of an interesting story. The church that I had gone to, although I'm not religious anymore, one of the priests was the team chaplain for the Redskins, so he had Redskin memorabilia in his little office there, and he ended up getting for me an autographed picture of Art Monk, who went to high school not too far from me. So, just a matter of association like that, I started to follow that team. So, if you guys got stories about teams that you follow, what is your favorite sport right now? Has it changed over time, and why? I could tell you that hockey's my favorite sport right now, just like I said, for the passion, the love of it. There's nothing like a Game 7. I mean, it's just a whole different feel. For me, baseball, I kind of fell out of love with baseball I had a package for Yankees for tickets. It was like, they had like a 28-game package. It was like the cheapest package they had. I would say about 7 years ago. And this was in the old stadium. And when they were going to the new stadium, the prices on the package almost like tripled. And I said, you know what? Fuck them. I'll sit home and watch it on TV. With basketball, I've never actually gotten to go to a lot of games. Stupid me, I should go to more games here in Madison Square Garden, but I never really get together with anybody and go. Football, I just don't. I rather watch football at home. That's just me. For me personally, going to a football game, the closest stadium here is MetLife. You're either going to watch the Giants or the Jets, and it's just boring. The tailgating stuff to me doesn't excite me. I'll have a couple of burgers, whatever. I'm not a really big drinker, so that's just not my thing. And to sit there in the cold, and yeah, I'd rather sit home nice with a nice little blankie, nice little red wine, maybe a beer, and watch it from the comfort of my home. So let me know what you guys think about that. Soccer, I know, is let's say the fifth sport, although it is a very big sport in the world. I just never really got into it from a spectating point of view. I'll watch the Olympics and I'll watch the World Cup, men and women's. I like the game. I like watching the game. It's just that I'm not too familiar with all the different leagues and who should I watch, and and I just never really got into it. I know like there's teams, Manchester United and Arsenal and AC Milan, and there's just all these different teams, and these players go back and forth, so I never really got into it on who I should watch, who's the good team, or who's the underdog that I can root for. But I do know that it is a very big sport. So if soccer's your thing, listen, let me know. Who should I watch? What are the teams that I should be following, and try to get up to date on what's going on in the soccer world. So hope everybody has a really good weekend. I don't have any real big plans going on. I'm going to try to get some gameplay over the weekend with Blacklight, and hopefully by the time I get home today, Destiny should be home waiting for me. I've already got the code for Expansion Pack 1, Expansion Pack 2. I'll get those loaded. Anybody out there who wants to give me a hand, add me on PSN. All my screen names are the same. Twitter, PSN, it's IRISnGEN. Give me an ad. Maybe you guys can help me through some of these things and get me leveled up and get me going. So hope everyone has a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. Later.